Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are unpacking a really well-known historical anecdote that deeply explores emotional intelligence, respect, and honestly, how we handle animosity in our lives. It's a fascinating look into human psychology and empathy. We're going to see exactly how historical figures navigated some pretty extreme personal conflict, and more importantly, what we can learn from those interactions today.
So let's just dive right in with a pretty provocative question. How do you defeat an enemy without fighting? I mean, it sounds like a total paradox, right? Throughout history, conflict is almost always met with more conflict. But the narrative we are about to unpack in the source text shows us a completely different methodology. It's one that disarms aggression not with force, but with something entirely unexpected.
Section 1. A story from Medina. Okay, so our source text drops us right into a major conflict in the ancient city of Medina. On one side, we have the prophet of Islam, Muhammad, and on the other side, an older woman living in the city who harbored this incredibly intense hatred for him. And listen, this wasn't just a passive, everyday dislike. She literally spent her days obsessively thinking about how to cause him physical and emotional pain. Her hostility was deep-rooted. It absolutely consumed her daily thoughts and drove her to actively seek out ways to make his life miserable.
Section 2. The Daily Hardship.
Now, this animosity wasn't just in her head. It turned into a grueling physical routine. Every single time he passed by her house, it was her daily practice to stand up on her roof and just throw trash and thorns down upon him. It was a humiliating, deeply painful provocation. Yet, his reaction to this, it was truly remarkable. The historical account notes that he never once became angry. He never retaliated. Instead, he maintained this absolute ironclad emotional control. He would quietly remove the debris, offer a gentle smile, and just keep moving forward.
Section 3. An Unexpected Silence.
So after days and days of enduring this horrible routine, a day arrives that is entirely different. As he walks down that familiar path, nothing falls from the roof. The street is completely clean. There's just this eerie silence hanging in the air, which naturally prompts the question, where is she today? Is she perhaps ill? Now, for most of us, let's be real, if someone abusing us suddenly stopped, our first reaction would be immense relief. We'd probably celebrate the break. But this sudden absence of abuse didn't spark relief for him. It sparked genuine, profound concern. He stopped, surprised, and actually worried that the only reason she wasn't up there was because something was wrong with her health.
Section 4. The Compassionate Visit.
Rather than just walking away and enjoying a peaceful day, he makes this deliberate, stunning choice to put aside his own personal grievances. He walks right up to the house of his abuser and gently knocks on her door, just to check on her well-being. From inside, a weak voice calls out, asking who is there. He softly replies, "Mother, I am Muhammad. You didn't throw trash today and weren't outside, so I came to check on your health." Notice that incredibly gentle introduction and the highly respectful title, Mother. He completely disarms the situation by expressing pure care. He acknowledges the missing trash not as a relief to himself, but as a red flag that she might be suffering.
Her response is just as powerful. She says, "O Mohammed, I oppressed you daily, and today when I am sick, only you came to ask about me?" The historical account details how she was just completely stunned. Her eyes filled with tears, and she spoke with a trembling voice. Just imagine the profound emotional weight of that realization hitting her. The very victim she targeted every single day had just become her only caretaker in the world. The psychological walls she had built around her hatred, they entirely collapsed in the face of this genuine compassion.
And here is the climax of the narrative. It's an instant shift in perspective. This unexpected mercy instantly melted her hostility. The text explains that this profound kindness won her over so completely that she abandoned her path of hatred right on the spot. She recited the declaration of faith and embraced Islam. The hostility was completely erased, not by an argument, not by a fight, but by radical empathy.
Section 5. The Ultimate Lesson. So what does this all mean for us? The text distills the core takeaway to this. True victory over hostility is rarely achieved through returning fire. Defeating hate requires love, patience, and good character. It requires us to maintain our own emotional baseline, to refuse to let the negativity of others dictate our actions, and to meet animosity with an unyielding patience that ultimately disarms our opponents.
To wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a real thought-provoker. Who in your life needs this kind of patience from you today? Look, we all face difficult people. We all encounter hostility in varying degrees. But this anecdote challenges us to look in the mirror and ask if we are meeting that friction with anger or if we actually have the emotional intelligence to meet it with profound, disarming empathy. Definitely think about that as you go about your day. Thank you so much for learning with me, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.